Great.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Let me make sure the microphone's on. Yes, it is. Hopefully everyone's doing okay today. Hopefully everybody had a good Halloween weekend. We're still kind of worn out a little bit.
We went out twice in a row.
Which we don't usually do, but...
We fucking partied pretty hard, so we're just...
Friday night and Saturday night. And we were at Animal Kingdom all day Thursday also. So
today is Monday, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised I'm still kind of awake and stuff, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So we saw this one, Edge of Sanity. We saw this last week, but we decided we're going to review this one. Anthony Perkins, or Hopkins, Anthony Hopkins.
No, Anthony Perkins.
Perkins, yeah,
Anthony Hopkins was
the other guy.
Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter. And dude from Psycho. And got him in there already. Asked me, was this like another Psycho movie? No. It's fucking Jekyll and Hyde.
Essentially it's Jekyll and Hyde.
Yes, Jekyll and Hyde. Except in this one, Mr. Hyde is also the Ripper.
Yeah.
In London, in the Victorian era. But it's not in the actual historical Victorian era. It's in a fucking gothic rock fucking fantasy version of the Victorian era. It's all these gothed out hookers in fetish clubs, wearing literally like the same shit that the Madonna would wear, like the boy belts and shit like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what
they're wearing. A lot of guys, and Anthony Perkins is running around basically as Lux Interior, a mixture of Lux Interior and
Iggy Pop.
He's just fucking high as hell, doing fucking sadistic shit, killing women. Kill some dudes, I think, too. A lot of good, weird, kinky, fetishy sex scenes and stuff.
Yeah, and, I think this is a French director, and I think he did a lot of porn in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Which will become quite apparent when you watch this movie. It's not porn, but...
It has some softcore scenes in it.
Yeah. But it's fairly explicit.
It's fetish, yeah.
Yeah, this was kind of an interesting film. I remembered seeing the cover for this. It has a very distinctive cover with Anthony Perkins being Dr. Jekyll on one side, and then him looking like Iggy Pop / Lux Interior on the other side.
Yeah.
Him being Mr. Hyde. And I'm pretty sure I saw this back in the early 90s, because it came out in 1989. I think I saw it on cable. But I didn't remember a lot about it. I was like, I remember I liked that, but I didn't remember anything else about it. So it came up on Amazon Prime, and I was like kind of scrolling through, and I asked Tom, like, I kind of remember that being good, and Anthony Perkins is in it.
Yeah.
And Tom's like, let's watch that, and we'll see if it's any good. I said, if it's not good, we'll just watch something else. And...
I remembered the cover.
Yeah.
Instantly. I remember that. And I associated it with something that I had seen and that I thought it was good, but I couldn't remember it. Watching it, I started to like second guess myself. It's like, maybe I didn't see this one, but some of it did look kind of familiar. I would have seen it a long time ago, and I would have only saw it once, and I may have been under the influence of something at the time when I saw it when it came out.
Yeah, there's that too.
What year did this thing come out?
89.
Yeah.
89.
Yeah.
I don't know if it got a theatrical release. I imagine it might have maybe got a limited one, but like I said, it's pretty smutty.
I definitely see why I would have liked it had I seen it in '89.
It's interesting.
I can't believe that I forgot most of it. Some of it did seem familiar though.
Yeah,
but it's just it was a long time ago.
It's kind of interesting because I kind of got the impression that this movie, I mean, because of the anachronistic fashion in it, but it looks Victorian sometimes, but then some of it looks like over the top 80s kind of
80s goth,
like 80s goth
and fetish,
and and some kind of Madonna kind of like one of the like prostitutes looks like Madonna kind of.
She was wearing a Madonna outfit,
like a Madonna outfit.
Yeah, it even said her belt buckle said "boy." She was famous for that.
Yeah, so they were making an homage to it, and the way that Anthony Perkins plays Hyde, is definitely camp.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is like supposed to be taken seriously as it's a slasher movie. I would say that. It's not super gory. But it does have some gore in it, and it did have like one bit with like him doing the thing with the scalpel with the eye, which was kind of freaking me out a little bit because it looked like they did it for real, and I'm just like, yeah. But
he's playing Hyde as fucking Lux Interior, mixed with fucking Iggy Pop, in the throes of some kind of drug addiction.
Yeah,
which is that's what Hyde was, and that's what Iggy Pop was like. That he fucking crazy.
Yeah, so I definitely think it's on purpose. So how you feel about that? Because this is an adaptation. It's not a straight adaptation because the ending isn't the same, but it's essentially a fairly accurate like adaptation of Jekyll and Hyde, except Hyde is Jack the Ripper also. Yeah. But it's not like, it doesn't slavishly follow the Jack the Ripper murders either. It's just kind of like they call him the Ripper and he kills prostitutes, but he doesn't kill them the same way. Like, he does mutilate them and stuff, but he doesn't kill them the same way as the Ripper killed them.
He didn't do what Hyde did either.
Yeah.
He did a lot worse in this movie than what Hyde did.
Yeah, because Mr. Hyde, who actually in the book was Edward Hyde, but in the movie they made him Jack Hyde to be like Jack the Ripper, you know what I mean? Yeah. In the book, because Tom was sitting there being like, he's like, well, did Mr. Hyde kill anybody in the book?
I don't remember.
I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'm sure. I said he killed at least one person, and I said I thought he killed 2 people.
Yeah.
But no, he did kill one person, and then he stomped on a kid, but the kid
didn't kill him.
But the kid didn't die.
He trampled him.
Because I said it's been like a long time. I was probably like in my 20s last time I read that. Yeah, but I remember him killing at least one person.
Yeah, I had only killed one person. I wasn't sure if he did because I didn't really remember the details. The details of, from what I can remember of Hyde, I read the story or saw the old black and white movie a long time ago. I can't remember. I just remember he was just womanizer, just fucking taking this drug and was just, spending all night fucking gambling and fighting and whoring and, being a cad, Nowadays, that wouldn't impress anybody, though. They got to just do that. Because the Hyde story was a warning about drug addiction. Yeah. They're probably talking about cocaine.
Well, and in the movie, they specifically say that the drug that he's working on is cocaine and ether, I think they say. Yeah. Like, he's working on an anesthetic.
Yeah.
As Dr. Jekyll. And then I think something happens. This wasn't super clear, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But he's working on the cocaine thing like as an anesthetic, and I think he drops it, or the monkey that he has, it's not a monkey, it's a chimp. But the chimp like knocks one thing into the other thing, and then there's like all this mist, and that's when it starts. Then the chimp starts acting
turns
crazy.
It into crack.
So it's essentially a crack pipe.
Yeah,
he's like smoking out of a crack pipe.
Yeah, because this is during the times of the crack epidemic. So that's what they were talking about.
Yeah. So and they're not really making a secret out of the fact that that's totally a crack pipe.
That's a crack pipe. Yeah.
Is what he's doing. So actually, okay. So at the beginning, they actually start out this movie. I didn't realize that this was at first until like I thought about it a little bit. But they show a scene. You're led to assume that it was like one of his memories or a dream that he's having about something that happened to him as a kid or something like that. And they show him as a kid, and he's in a barn, and he's watching at first he's watching this woman, like, kind of being all sexy and everything like that. Like, and she's kind of looking at him like he's up in the rafters. And he's just like, oh, all right. Like, he's fucking 7 or 8. I don't remember how old he was. And then, like, this dude comes in and starts having sex with her. Now, that's his dad, and I guess that's a hooker. So he's watching his dad have sex with the hooker. He gets caught, and then he gets whipped. Like,
he's hanging upside down.
And the dad's, like, whipping him.
Yeah. And he's looking at the hooker's boobs.
And the hooker's, like, is laughing about it.
The hooker's watching him watch.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that they set that up as like that kind of fed into his trauma later on.
Yeah, later on when he started getting into drugs, he's just trying to get his revenge on hookers.
But just like, and this was a detail I didn't realize until I watched another review of it and somebody else brought it up. They said as Dr. Jekyll, he has a limp, like a cane. Yeah. And they're like, you're led to assume that was from the whipping that he got when he was a kid. I was just like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So. Yeah,
okay.
I didn't really put
I didn't either. Until somebody else said it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it didn't even occur to me. And usually that would, but it just didn't occur to me. Because as Hyde, he doesn't limp. And so I just thought that's how they were making the... Well, they didn't really need to make the distinction because it's like very, very clear. Like when he turns into the other one. But I like that they didn't do... Because in a lot of Jekyll and Hyde adaptations, they kind of make Hyde look more like a werewolf almost. Like, not hardcore, but like, they make him a lot hairy, like hairier growing on his palms.
Like an ape.
Like, yeah, like a Neanderthal or something.
Neanderthal looking thing.
Because he's supposed to be like an atavism, like a throwback, you know what I mean? Like, more primitive.
He's a primitive man.
So
he's not an elevated Victorian gentleman.
Right, so they try to make him look like that.
Those dudes were elevated. Yeah, they were cads.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So it's just so... But in this one, all they didn't make him furry or nothing like that, but they basically just made him look... like Iggy Pop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like his hair is kind of all messy and stringy and kind of hanging down like that. And then, like, he's all pale and he's got, like, they put, like, red around his eyes. Yeah. So he looks all fucking...
Yeah, he's all in his black goth suit. He's definitely goth.
Yeah, it's big time. Because at first, I don't know if this was what the costume designers intended, but I think he was modeled after Iggy Pop. Although to me, he looks more like Lux Interior.
I think it was
from the Cramps.
I think it was a mixture of the two.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so he was asking if isn't Anthony like openly gay? He's a lot more than that. Okay.
I looked this up because there's a lot of shit about this.
He's a strange dude.
Evidently, and I didn't, I just kind of skimmed the stuff because I had heard kind of stories about him and stuff. Most people knew that he was gay. He had relationships with several kind of famous people, including Tab Hunter, probably most famous.
Yeah, another real famous, good-looking actor. Those two were like a
like several of them.
And,
but the thing about it was that he seemed, I don't know if he was self-loathing or if someone else was trying to, because he was in conversion therapy, what they would call conversion therapy. Yeah. And he actually did marry later on when he was in his 30s. I don't believe he actually had sex with a woman until he was in his 30s. Like, he'd had same-sex relationships prior to that. And he did have kids, obviously, because Oz Perkins, very famous director, he did Longlegs and various other things. And he has another kid, too. I think his other kid's name is Elvis, actually. But he did have a couple sons. And he did marry, and he did have relationships with women later on. But
he got put off of sex.
His mom was sexually abusive.
Yeah.
Which he did admit. I don't think that she ever... I was looking at some quotes about it, and I don't think that he ever had sex with his mom, but she was always touching him inappropriately.
Yeah, that's not the story I heard.
No, that's what the quotes I read that he said.
All right.
He said, she was always touching him, and
I saw an interview,
touching his crotch and shit like that.
I saw an interview. It was either with him or I think it was either him or somebody that knew him. And his mother was a real good looking actress. She was pretty famous in her time, and they said that she was seductive to him and had sex with him, and he did it, but then evidently he grew tired of it and disgusted by it as he got older.
Yeah, I mean, he did admit that his relationships with women were probably soured because his mom was sexually abusing him.
Yeah. It wasn't like she wasn't, beating him up or anything. She just was, fucking using him.
Yeah.
And
wasn't a great situation.
Yeah, and that turned him off of women. And when he was in Hollywood, when he was young, he was always a good-looking guy. When he was young, he was very good-looking, and his boyfriend was one of the best-looking guys in Hollywood. He was making a shit ton of money. He was a big star, and the studios were scared as fucking hell that the public would find out that these two were getting it on, because everybody else in Hollywood knew.
Yeah, I feel like everybody kind of knew.
And
but nobody outed anybody else back then.
They didn't talk back then.
Because you'd get in trouble. You'd lose your livelihood.
Yeah, because if you talked, well, they were like a mafia. If you talked and fucking it ruined his career, the studio you worked for would have your ass. So they were like a mafia. And, they would not tell on each other. Which really is why those parties were so fucking wild. They couldn't tell on each other.
Yeah.
So they did all kinds of wild Hollywood parties. They did all kinds fucking some of the shit that they were doing, like Errol Flynn and fucking buying a 14-year-old girl to keep in his house from the parents, and build a fucking two-way mirror so his friends could watch him have sex with her and they could take turns on her. Weird shit in Hollywood. And then he was taking underage girls out. I'm talking about Errol Flynn. Taking underage girls out on his yacht. Snorting cocaine with them and shit. Having sex with them. And that kind of shit was just real common. With Hollywood stars. Because that time, and even to this day, the Hollywood area was a bunch of rich people right in the middle of a ghetto. So they had contact with all these fucking poor people, and they had a bunch of power over them. And that's where they recruited a lot of these actresses and actors out of that damn ghetto right outside Hollywood. And, they'd do anything for fame.
But yeah,
that's just... That was from the era that he was from, It was pretty debauched.
Well, and not just debauch, but it's just like there was all that stuff going on, but you couldn't tell anybody that. And it's that. I mean, underage girls, that shit's illegal, but like, just gay shit among consenting adults. In some places that was still illegal, and it was for sure like frowned upon.
Well, they didn't care about it in Hollywood. A lot of them were.
Well, no, like I said, everybody kind of knew. It was like an open secret. Like
it's just
Anthony Perkins.
If the public found out,
that'd
be your ass.
Yeah, that'd be the end of it. So they kept a lot of that shit.
Actors didn't rat on each other.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
Like for example, like Rock Hudson, for example, nobody knew he was gay until like he got AIDS. Well, Anthony Perkins died of complications from AIDS also in 1992.
Yeah.
I think he had pneumonia.
But they were all kind of fucking, it was like they were in a mafia. And they owned the cops. They literally would cover up murders and stuff, or accidental deaths, but they could cover up a murder easy. They could probably have somebody killed.
CB said that's why Hitchcock probably cast him in Psycho, because of his mom being like Norman's mom. Yeah, I mean, I know that the Psycho is based on a book, obviously, but, and the book was kind of sort of based on Ed Gein, who also had a weird thing with his mom, obviously. But he was like a really good actor to do that because he kind of had experience in that area.
Yeah, and he loved that character. He had a lot to do with the other movies that came after it, and every one of those Psycho movies is good.
I like all the Psycho.
They're all good.
And Psycho 4, which actually he wasn't in because it was about him. It was a prequel.
Yeah.
But that kind of goes into like the weird relationship that he had with his mom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think
I think
it was Henry Thomas playing him as a youngster.
So I think he kind of got a little bit typecast because of all that.
I mean, he was in loads of stuff. I just kind of feel like a lot of people just mostly remember him because of the Psycho movies. I mean, which I guess kind of sucks for him, but it's just, I mean, he was so fucking good in those movies. He just like owned that character. Yeah. And I know that's kind of a double-edged sword. If you kill a character so fucking hard that it's like that's the only thing that everybody associates you with forevermore, even if you were in a million other things. You know what I mean? It kind of sucks like afterward.
This is a good spinoff though, because this is another dude that has sexual problems.
Yeah, like
another character with sexual problems.
I will say that he's very, as Jekyll, he's trying to be very upright. He's doing a little bit of a British accent, but he's not going way overboard with it. You know what I mean? It's not, because I know he's not British, so you know what I mean. I kind of feel like you can tell that he had way, way, way more fun, as you would, playing Hyde. Because, man, he chews the scenery up, like, in a good way. You know what I mean? But you can tell he's having a fucking ball playing Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll, maybe not so much, because he's kind of more of the boring character,
Yeah.
I was watching, like, one review of it, and the guys actually liked the movie, but they're like, well, don't go into it if you want, like, a serious take on Jekyll and Hyde where they're talking about the duality of man or anything like that, like the book does. This is kind of trashy, I would admit that. But there's nothing wrong with trashy. I like trashy. Like I said, it's very camp, but it knows that it is. I think that it's doing that on purpose.
Yeah, it doesn't ruin the movie.
So like I said, if somebody going into it thinking it's going to be like a serious Jekyll and Hyde adaptation, you might be like, what the fuck am I watching? But if you go into it it almost kind of reminded me of something like maybe like Phantom of the Paradise or something like that, like along those lines, where it's like kind of over the top.
It kind of reminded me of a horror movie that was an 80s goth music video that was also a softcore kind of fetish movie.
Yeah, it's very much like
that. There's a lot of nudity in it, a lot of sexual situations, a lot of really good outfits, fetish outfits, and like goth style fetish outfits and kinky stuff. And you got a dude who fucking Anthony's playing like a Lux Interior type goth dude who's just smoking crack. And
yeah, I mean, it's essentially crack.
It was basically smoking crack. He's getting other people to smoke crack.
Getting other people, and then watching them.
Yeah, and he
do shit.
Yeah, and he picks up a gay hooker and becomes friends with him. He introduces him to the fucking high end fucking brothel that had all the fetish girls in it who were all hot.
I would totally live in that brothel.
Yeah,
I love all the red walls.
The
and
gay
stuff.
dude crack and turns him straight and has him having sex with the girl. And the girl, all kinds of weird shit. They're all kind of.
And then he's just down there on the floor, like kind of jerking it,
Yeah. Getting off on the gay dude having sex with.
They don't actually show him jerking it, but
you know what
he's jerking.
You know he's doing. Yeah. That's just one of the scenes.
He's still got pants on.
Yeah, and she was dressed up as like a nun being crucified with her fetish corset and a little fucking G-string and a lot of fucking garter belts and fucking stockings and high heels and, you know, frilly, super short, like Victorian mini skirts and corsets and boobs hanging out and all that. And a lot of boobs.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of nudity. And it's like one of the funniest scenes is like one of the first women that he picks up, and she takes him back to her place, which is like this big Flashdance looking loft or whatever. And he's just like, he wants to look at her butt. And she's like kind of leaning over this thing, and she has like it's not fishnet, it's kind of, but it's like a see-through kind of outfit she has on, and just like the reaction that he has to like looking at her butt, like there's a close up of her butt.
Oh yeah, he's
like,
roughing her up. She's putting up with it.
Yeah,
he's making his weird fantasy, and he's cracked out. You know?
Yeah, he seems. It's weird because he seems to have like kind of a I don't know, kind of a weird relationship with them, because sometimes it's like he's like into it, but then he also kind of wants to kill him.
Yeah, he does kill him sometimes.
Yeah,
he kills him when he feels like it. He's getting
that main one,
into voyeurism.
The main one that he likes, that he got to have sex with that male hooker that worked at at the brothel.
Yeah.
He actually kind of got them hooked on crack, and then he brought them back to his like someplace, and like they were helping him kill another person.
Yeah, they became,
and then when his wife followed him one night, it's like, what the fuck is he up to at night?
Yeah,
and like the guy almost raped his wife.
Yeah, when he gives them the magic crack, they become kind of like vampires, like his vampire thralls. You know,
yeah, so
they're like in the
him
same mentality. Like, they become all sadomasochistic and fucking ultra horny and shit all the time. Kind of evil.
Yeah, we know how that.
Which I thought that was a cool. I thought that was a cool twist though. So Hyde was making other Hydes. Little mini me's.
Little mini.
And they would like understand it. They're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, good idea. Let's pick up another hooker and cut her up.
Yeah, cut her up.
Let's cut her tits off. And all this other kind of shit. Well, did he even cut anybody's tits off? Did he? No, he was mostly slashing.
No, he had the one where he's up on the roof. She's sitting on his lap. He's having her rub one out with his cane.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she was doing that, and then like another dude was watching out an apartment
from the other window, and he's
like,
jerking. He says he's watching us, and all that kind of. Yeah.
Like they were on the roof of a building.
And then she goes to climax, and he fucking slits her throat, and all the fucking blood comes out, and it gets on the doves that were down in the cage below her. Yeah. Like a soiled dove, you know. And then he sneaks up. Now, and somebody comes looking for him.
Yeah.
The guy who's running the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets away, though.
Yeah, and that's
the thing about the movie is that he gets away with all this shit.
Yeah, because I think in the book, and please correct me if I'm wrong, like I said, it's been a very long time since I've read it, but he dies at the end, right? Jekyll / Hyde, he dies at the end. Because like I said, in those kind of books, they had to.
It's like a moral...
Because it's a moral thing. So yeah, he had to die at the end. And I think and this might be because I heard, like, I remember, like, Stephen King talking about it. And he was like, didn't he die thinking like Jekyll but looking like Hyde? Or something like that, which was, like, his worst fear. Like, that's what he didn't want to happen. Like, everything was kind of exposed, like, everybody found out about it. Because I think, like I said, it's been a long time since I read the book, but I thought, like, one of the points of the book was that the dude was kind of enjoying, you know, getting to, like, go hog wild every now and then and still go back to his house and be, like, upstanding citizen, and nobody knew any better.
He was hiding it from his wife. His wife knew something was up, though.
Well, yeah, and in this one, and spoiler alert, he kills his wife in this one, too.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about it is that even though he does that, because she knows he's, like, up to something, and then she even sees him, like, hide out at some point. It's like, what the fuck? But he does end up killing her, and then the cops come there, and the cops are kind of suspicious, because, like, I think his scarf or something was, like, found at one of the crime scenes or whatnot. But for whatever reason, and he's actually helping on the case, because they're like, much like in the Jack the Ripper, the real Jack the Ripper murders, they were just kind of like, oh, whoever is killing these women was like has some surgical knowledge or blah blah. And because he's a surgeon, they're asking him to like consult on the cases, so he has to come there and act normal and be like, oh yes, well, I'm not sure if this person's like really a surgeon or not, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So it does seem like one of the cops at least like is suspicious of him. But then, like, he legit, like, kills his wife in their house at the end. But he's just like, oh, man, Mr. Hyde totally came in and killed her, which I guess is true as far as that goes. It's just, it's the same person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the cop's just kind of like, oh, man, that's a shame or whatever. And then he just, like, leaves, but he's just kind of like, but you can tell he still thinks that he did it. Yeah. But he can't prove it. And then they just see him, like, peeking out the window, like, hey, you know.
You can see it on Amazon. It's free.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. I think it might be on Tubi as well. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. And it seemed to be uncut. There may be a harder rating. I don't know. A harder rating?
I don't know. I did a little bit of research about it, and it doesn't really...
Doesn't seem like it?
I don't think so. Like I said, it's pretty... The version we watched on Amazon was pretty smutty, so I don't really...
Yeah, and I think I think it's a good movie. It was a low budget movie, but it was well made. The acting was good in it. It had a fucking weird concepts.
I love the aesthetic.
It had a real good look.
I really liked the look of it.
The way it's shot, the way the scenes are all lit, the lighting in the scenes kind of Giallo kind of look. It's very late 80s goth, whoever and goth fetish, which I was surprised that. Me being in the goth scene and shit for so long that nobody mentioned this to me, so it didn't quite hit the mark. It must not have been sold the right way because nobody mentioned it.
It kind of fell between the cracks. Yeah, I feel like
it was kind of like a smutty version of The Crow in a certain way, the way it looked.
A little bit. It wasn't quite as gritty and dark.
Yeah, and not as hot, not as expensive as The Crow, but
it was actually kind of more brightly colored, or actually more like Giallo kind of look, like with the saturated reds and blues and all that.
But when you actually look back on it, The Crow didn't come out too much after this. Like a few years later, then The Crow came out.
Yeah, it was when the first Crow came out in 92?
Yeah, that stole the whole goth scene. Everybody watched that. Had I known about it, I would have watched it. But this was, it was pre-internet.
Yeah,
so the word didn't get out. You know what I mean? And it looks like a very mainstream horror movie from the cover. And, but it was like something out of a damn Bauhaus fucking song, like fucking, Dark Entries. The song Dark Entries?
Yeah.
About the male dude fucking, I guess he's a male prostitute doing all kinds of crimes and shit.
That was what that was how I interpret their lyrics are very, what's the word I'm looking for? God damn, I can't remember the impressionistic. That's what that was the word I was. Yeah. They're very impressionistic. But that was the vibe I always got from that
song Dark
Entries.
Like it was like kind of like it was like it might have been partially inspired by that a little bit with fucking Jekyll and Jekyll and Hyde.
Because they were all into that kind of shit.
Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde and fucking the Ripper. and fucking homaging Madonna and fucking Susie and fucking. I was seeing the fashion cues. I'm saying whoever fucking dressed these people knows the goth scene. And knows.
Yeah, it was very 80s goth,
80s
like
goth,
80s like dark new wave.
Yeah, Victorian
kind of look to it, but with a
goth.
Victorian flair to
yeah,
it.
it's not historically correct.
Obviously.
The shoes were modern 80s goth. So were all the dresses and the hose and the stockings that they wore. That was what goth chicks wore. Back
big
in those
time.
days. So. And just they had more money than the average goth chick back then to dress them up. But that was like, that would have gone well at the club.
Yeah,
and
they had like those puffy black
yeah,
skirts.
and you look at, and then fucking Hyde shows up and you go, man, that's fucking Lux Interior.
It's like, yeah, he looks like
Lux Interior is exactly the same hair and everything.
Yeah, that was exactly what his hair looked like back then.
Lux Interior, and then he's acting like fucking Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iggy Pop just blasted out on crack.
And killing hookers,
killing
which
hookers
as far as we know, Iggy Pop did not do.
Yeah.
Or Lux Interior didn't do that either, as far as I know. But yeah, for sure. I mean, that had to have been deliberate.
Oh yeah.
Because it has a very deliberate, anachronistic,
that chick
like 80s look to it.
That chick had fucking Madonna's belt on.
Yeah, the same belt.
It was the same fucking belt.
What did she wear? Did she wear that in Like a Virgin?
Lucky Star and Like a Virgin, that era.
Yeah, that big belt buckle that was silver and just said boy on it.
It said boy. And
it was kind of iconic. She wore it a couple times.
She was wearing that belt. And for those of you who don't really know the goth scene, Madonna was a rip off of Susie. She ripped a lot. She was ripping Susie off fucking regularly. The looks and certain songs. And Susie was a lot better.
Well,
Susie was a lot more talented.
Shouldn't need to be fake, but yeah.
I give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Susie was a lot better.
I don't even mind some Madonna, to be honest.
No, Madonna was good.
I mean, and she did come from the club scene.
Yeah.
Not the goth club scene, but there was a little bit of overlap back in those days.
No, she had Madonna had street cred.
She did, yeah.
But
she wasn't just some like rich kid from the suburbs.
No,
really.
no, she was.
She did actually come up.
She was an evil gutter chick, really, who would fucking do anything to get ahead.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you know, fucking Susie wasn't quite like that. You know, she was one of the old fucking Bromley fucking contingent.
Yeah, she was one of the people who used to follow the Sex Pistols.
Hanging out with Sex Pistols. She knew Billy Idol when Billy Idol was a little boy.
He was a little kid, you know.
And you know, and they all knew each other. But she was when Susie first appeared, she didn't know how to sing. But somebody taught her how to sing. She got a lot better. And even though her early shit was still good, it just kind of had a real punk edge to it. But she'd destroy her voice singing like that. But eventually she's doing Batman theme songs, you know, Face to Face. That's fucking Susie.
I love that song.
Or fucking Fear of the Unknown. Fucking good, a lot of good, you know. And then that Tinderbox album was fucking the shit, man. It's fucking great.
I mean, we were talking about this the other day. I mean, one of the things that, and it kind of goes along with what I always said too about like Hollywood stars and stuff like that. I don't really care about the super good looking ones because they tend to all look the same, and it's kind of the same with voices. Yeah. Like if you can classically sing and you have a beautiful voice and everything like that, that's cool. Yeah. But sometimes it's better like to be distinctive, which sometimes means you can't really sing all that good, but people recognize your voice fucking instantly.
Like the lead singer of fucking New Order.
Yeah.
He can't really sing, but he's got a good folk.
Yeah, old Barney.
Just like folk music, kind of, you know.
And I always got the impression, I don't know if this is true, but I always got because after Ian Curtis died from Joy Division, and then they're like, oh shit, now what do we do? Because that was their singer. And so they're like, hey, Barney, maybe he was like, you know, maybe Steven, the other dude in the band, couldn't sing.
You sing, yeah.
Maybe he sang even worse. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, but yeah, and I think, I mean, the thing about it is, New Order had no fucking trouble because
they were good too.
They immediately just went into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
And like made all the money.
Well, they had a good feel, good sound to them.
Yeah, so it didn't matter that dude wasn't like the best singer. Like I said,
to it in a
you immediately recognize that dude's voice.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it comes on, oh, it's New Order. Like, you know what I mean? Same with anybody like fucking Johnny Rotten or anybody that doesn't have.
I gotta fucking disagree with you. That John Lydon could sing. He just had his own fucking style. He sounded like a fucking maniac.
But I said,
you try to do that.
Yeah, but like I said, it was distinctive.
Especially by the time he got into PIL, when he had his own band, he was vocally doing some amazing shit. He sounded like he was on the edge of a nervous breakdown constantly, and to keep that energy level that high, I saw him live. With the Sugar Cubes.
Yeah.
They opened up for him. He was fucking great live. John Lydon, a proud American now. Fucking Gold Johnny. Yeah.
Let me see. What I can barely fucking see. Tanya says, I believe we all have both Jekyll and Hydes in us. To be fair. Yeah, and I think that's why that story still resonates with a lot of people, you know what I mean? And everybody kind of has a thing where it's like they have a public face that they show everybody, and then there's like secret shit they don't want anybody to know about. Yeah. So like I said, I think everybody can kind of relate to
and that was probably even worse in the Victorian era.
Oh, big time.
Because they had a public face big time, but then they
like nowadays
brothels everywhere.
Nowadays, like I said, unless you're a PDF file or something like that,
really have to hide or
you can have weird fetishes and stuff, and people are like, okay, whatever.
The Jekyll Hyde dynamic is not quite the same. But another story that I think is what you're talking about, but kind of more relatable or more relevant to the average person, was the Star Trek episode where Kirk has the transporter accident where he gets divided into two halves, a good half and a bad half, but they can't survive separated. And then fucking Bones says, "Spock, look at this. This is a great experiment here, a great opportunity to to study the nature of man. How much the dark side is needed for a man to actually, be a good leader and to get shit done." You know what I mean? Because without Kirk's dark half, he couldn't make a difficult decision. He was too soft. It was like, well, people might get killed if I do this. Well, I don't know what to do. There was no brash or bold decisions or dropping your nuts. And if you can't do that, more people will die than you were expecting to save. So you got to make difficult decisions. And then Bones comes to the conclusion. He goes, every human being, it has a dark side, but what makes him good is that he's learned to control it, and to do something good with it. So that's.
Well, yeah, that's what everyone should aspire to.
Yeah.
Because everybody has that.
Yeah, you're supposed to use it.
Yeah, but you're supposed to channel it
into
something positive,
right.
Ideally.
Right, and
don't become a serial killer.
No, but that includes killing people. If fucking an evil motherfucker comes up to hurt you and your family, you fight to the death.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's just how it is.
In a situation,
but you say, "Well, I'm too good. I can't take a human life." Get the fuck in there and fight, bitch. That motherfucker's gonna kill you and your family. You get in there and you fight. That's when we were in the infantry. You fought the enemy not because you hated them, because they'll kill you and your friends. You got to. So you have to kind of depersonalize it in that way, even though you're not given any choice. The more you think about it, fucking in a situation like that, the more of a risk you are to get your friends killed.
Tammy says today is Adam Ant's birthday. 71 years old.
Damn, he's
still out there performing too. Yeah, I really like Adam Ant, actually.
Yeah, he's crazy though. He's mad as a hatter.
I haven't followed him but I saw that somebody had seen him recently though, and they said he was really good.
Yeah.
Live. I don't think I've ever seen Adam Ant live.
Fucking Sophie saw him.
Yeah.
Said he was good.
Tammy said also Diane Ladd died today. Yeah, I saw somebody posted the picture of her with the lipstick all over her face from Wild at Heart. Yeah, I saw that. That's that sucks. Oh, I meant to show this on Friday, and I forgot. Look at what my brother made me with his 3D printer. My sister gave it to me when I was at Animal Kingdom. She's like, "Oh, Brian made you this," and he said to give it to you. Look. It's a tiny little bat. It looks like it's woven, but it's actually made of plastic or resin or whatever the 3D printer thing makes. Isn't that cute as shit? I know, I love it. It's just so funny. So I carried it around my bag. I have a huge bat lamp up here, so it's big bat and little bat. They're hanging out together like that. But I just wanted to show that because I forgot to show it on Friday. You know what I mean? Because I was so excited. And he actually made her a little Epcot ball. Like a little, what's that big ball? It's what, Spaceship Earth or whatever it's called?
I don't know.
Yeah, he made her one of those. But I didn't see it. She didn't have it with her, but he gave me that one. But yeah, so...
This probably ought to wrap it up.
I
recommend a movie. It's good.
Yeah, like I said, don't go into it thinking that it's like going to be a serious... It's not... I wouldn't call it a black comedy, but it's campy for sure.
It's just entertaining.
It's more like in the vein of not quite as campy as like Rocky Horror or Phantom of the Paradise, but like along those lines, like kinda. Toward that kind of way. You know what I mean? It's like a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
And a little bit trashy, but like it's deliberately trashy.
Yeah.
And I was kind of into it. And you, like I said, you can tell Anthony Perkins is having a fucking ball.
Yeah.
I playing Mr. Hyde.
I kind of put it on par with like a softcore fetish goth fucking what's a music video kind of without really any music. It's just that it kind of it's trying to be a scene movie, and I can't believe that this is just a cult classic.
Yeah, you don't really hear a lot of people talking about it. I really didn't find that many reviews of it on YouTube when I was looking.
This should be a goth cult classic.
Yeah, you would think that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
they didn't know about
not.
it. We didn't know about it.
And like I said, I saw it like back in the day, I'm sure. So, and you would see it on the shelf all the time because it has a real distinctive cover.
Yeah, but it looked like a mainstream movie. It didn't have like a gothic motif to the outside of it. You know, where you were like, hey, you know, fucking, that's like something out of Bauhaus.
Probably because it's called Edge of Sanity and it was Anthony Perkins. Everybody thought, oh, it's a Psycho ripoff. Yeah,
everyone
thought that.
That's not what it is. No.
Because they didn't call it Jekyll and Hyde or anything like that. So I don't think you would know that it was Jekyll and Hyde meets Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
You know, unless you'd seen it.
Like Ripper the Hyde.
But that's what it is. I saw somebody, like on another YouTube video, compare it to the Hammer film Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, which I don't think I've seen since I was a kid. They said, but it's kind of along those same lines, where it's kind of like campy, not a comedy, but it's kind of like campy and like over the top.
It's low budget, but I thought it was pretty good for a low budget movie.
Yeah, I mean, I had a good time with it.
I wouldn't mind seeing it again to see if any of it holds up. Just watch it later.
Yeah,
that might be, you know, might be something that you might be repeat viewings might. It might hold up on a repeat viewings. It's you know,
and it's smutty, and you know, I always like smutty.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
You know what I mean? So that it has that going for it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lots of boobies.
Yeah.
All right.
It's got a lot of ass in it too.
And a lot of asses also.
Yeah. And sexual situations.
Yeah. No peens.
And crime.
No peens, but a lot of suggestive kind of stuff.
What could you compare this to?
That's what I mean. It's like I'm just kind of there's some things that are like in the ballpark.
It's almost there's almost something kind of like Tim Burton-y about it without having like Tim Burton was an Italian porn director. There's something kind of
the way
you know what I'm talking about? It's kind of it's not
but not quite as whimsical.
Not as whimsical, but
yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't think it's a bad movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did.
It's weird because I was like looking at contemporary reviews and they were kind of all over the place. Like some people kind of got it and they kind of dug it, and then some people were like, "Oh my god, this is the worst movie ever."
No, it's not the worst movie ever. No.
But you know, nobody said that. But you know what I mean. Some people just really didn't like it.
No,
they thought it was like just trashy and exploitative, and
it was supposed to be.
I know, but like
the movie was supposed to be very punk rock goth.
Yeah, I got the feeling that
that's what it was supposed to be.
Supposed to be trashy.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't accidentally make it trashy.
No. I think
it was trashy on purpose.
It was supposed to be like a punk rock goth horror fetish porn movie kind of.
Yeah.
Supposed to be subversive.
And they succeeded in that. But it was also It
was also kind of poking fun at it though.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
I think so too.
But you know what I mean. Your mind was made very.
Maybe they weren't poking fun of it. Could have been that the actors were just like, this is just so stupid. Might have been that, you know.
It's hard to say.
They just went with it, you know.
It's hard to say. I'm not sure, but that's kind of how it came across.
He's like, ooh, yeah, baby, ooh, and she's rubbing him with the fucking... she's getting off on the damn cane. He's like, look, he's watching us. He's watching us. Yeah. It's just over the
Like
top. Over the top shit.
Yeah, it goes totally over the top. But like I said, he did that on purpose. You could tell he was having a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap it up for this evening. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the discussion. We'll be back again on Wednesday night to another true crime show, which, is always my favorite. We're talking about some weird shit from the 60s. Charles Schmid, a.k.a. the Pied Piper of Tucson.
What?
This fucking dude. What a weirdo. Holy crap. I mean, they're all kind of weirdos.
PDF file?
No, not really. He was kind of like this dude that wanted to be the coolest dude ever. He was like super short, put like lifts in his shoes and had hair like Elvis and put a beauty mark on his face and all this other kind of shit. And for whatever reason, like all these other teenagers thought he was the coolest shit ever. And he just decided he wanted to like kill some girls.
Okay, yeah.
And get away with it. And he did for a little while.
Okay.
So yeah. We're going to talk about this fucking freak on Wednesday night's show. Yeah, it's he's a pretty weird dude.
Pied Piper.
The Pied Piper of Tucson. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do the show about on Wednesday night. So hopefully you guys can join us for that. Have a good rest of your evening. Have a good day tomorrow. And we will see you again on Wednesday night. Good night.